Okay. Woo. Sometimes the computer takes forever. Here we go. So, no, we're going to continue on from the homework paper. So if you got that handy, let's just take a look here at number 3. Okay, we're going to just continue on. All right. Oh, you ran into number 3? Yeah, you might want to bring out a separate sheet of paper then or something like that. That might not be a bad idea. Okay, because these don't have a ton of space. Okay? All right, Brady. Grayson, you too. Listen up, guys. All right. Thank you. Let's get out a separate sheet of paper maybe if you feel like you're not going to have enough space here. And that's me included. I don't think I'm going to have enough space myself. Okay? So, sorry? Yeah, we'll write the problem and we'll do it on the separate sheet of paper. Okay? All right. So this first one here we got was 22t, this is number 3. 22t equals t squared plus 21. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite it there. And maybe we'll put the answer in there when we have some space or whatnot, once we get it solved. Okay? I'll also put the quadratic formula here up on the board. Remember, you will not have to memorize the quadratic formula, but we're going to be working with it so much, you're probably just going to see it in your dreams. Okay? It's going to show up. All right, so there it is. Okay? So, with our current problem here, all right, is this in the correct form? No. It is not. Right, okay, so how can we move things around here to get it in the right form? What should we move? The 22t? Yeah, let's subtract the 22t from both sides here. Okay, I'll have 0 equals t squared minus 22t plus 21. Okay, just like that. All right. Are we in a good order now? Yes, we are. We got, ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, at squared plus bt plus c, right? Okay. Very good. So then, oh man. All right, how about Ethan then? So Ethan, what's our A?
The A is T.
Okay, what's the number?
1.
1, yeah, so our A here is 1. Okay, what's our B, Ethan?
22.
Yeah, negative 22. And then what's our C?
21.
21. Okay, so quadratic formula then is going to have us do negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and it's x equals that. Okay, so remember the quadratic formula is to find solutions to a quadratic equation in standard form. Okay, it's one of many ways that we've already seen how to solve a quadratic equation. All right, so let's fill some of this in here. So, Max, what goes in for our b? Yeah, negative 22. Okay, plus or minus the square root of another b, so another negative 22 squared minus 4 times, what's our a here again, Max? 1. And what is our c? 21. All over 2 times, and what's our a? 1 again. Okay. All right. So now let's simplify some of this. Okay, let's simplify. So Jackson, negative 22, what does that become? Negative. Yeah, what's negative 22? What does that actually simplify to be? Just what? Yeah, positive 22. Very good. Yeah, yep. Plus or minus the square root. Okay. Remember, this thing inside the square root is called the. Starts with a D. Discriminant. This is the discriminant, folks. Inside the square root, we're going to simplify the discriminant. Okay. I'm going to leave my square root. I'm just going to type in what I see right there. Okay. So in parentheses, negative 22 squared minus 4 times 1 times 21. Okay, there's my discriminant. Notice no square root. 400, okay, so I get a 400 in there. All over 2 times 1, 2, right? Okay, that's a pretty big number, square root of 400, right? Is 400 a perfect square? It is. How'd you know that, Hannah?
Because I just tried to square root it.
Okay, see, and that's a great, answer. Okay, if you try square, just try typing in when you get that discriminant. Okay, just see if it works. Hey, that's really nice. It does. Okay, if you get some nasty decimal, okay, you may not use that nasty decimal as your answer. You need to simplify the square root. But since this simplifies nicely, we'll go ahead and just change that to 22 plus or minus 20 all over 2. Okay, 22 plus or minus 20 all over 2. Okay, now we're going to try and simplify this some more.
21.
Sorry?
21.
What about 21?
Is that the answer to it?
Oh, nope, we're not done yet. We'll get there. We'll see. But yes, 21 is one of the answers, yes. Okay, so let's break it up into our 2 solutions here. Okay, we'll have 22 what? Plus 20 all over 2. And we'll have 22 minus 20 all over 2. Again, that plus or minus, that's where we break it up. One we just keep the plus, we make the other one minus, okay? This is showing 2 answers in here, okay? And the difference is one's going to have a plus, one's going to have the minus. And now we just simplify this math, since we can here. What's 22 plus 20? 42. Yeah, 42 all over 2. What's 42 divided by 2? 21. And Grayson, there you go. There's one of your answers. Okay? 22 minus 20? 2. Divided by 2? 1. Okay? And there's our answer. Wow. So easy. It only took half a page. Okay? That's true. The more we do it, the better we get at it. Okay? Yes, question Jackson. Yes. Alex, you have a question? I want you to simplify as much as you can. Yeah, that's our goal for today. I want you to be able to simplify it as much as you can. We're just doing more of this. So so we'll just get more practice. All right, let's try another one. Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is t squared minus 7 equals 6t. T squared minus 7 equals 6t. Okay? All right. So first of all, is this in the correct format for us to do quadratic formula? No. What do we need to do to both sides? Yeah, we'll subtract the 6t over. Okay, so we get t squared minus 6t minus 7. I got to be careful because 6t sounds like 60. Okay, minus 6t. All right. Let's see here. Braden, what is our A?
T.
Okay, or what's the number in front though?
Wait, 1.
A 1, yeah, I'm assuming a little 1. So A. What's our B?
-6.
Very good. Good job on the minus there. What's our C? Yes, good job. My formula here, x equals squared minus 4ac. Hey, you can just look it up, and then that's fine. Mr. Glutton for punishment, I guess. All right. Take a look here. We're going to plug in our info. Let's see here. Let's go to Lauren. Okay, so Lauren, what's our B again? Negative what? -6 plus or minus the square root of B is -6 squared minus 4 times what's our A? 1. What's our C? -7. Okay, put that square root over top there. All over 2 times what's our A? Go ahead, Lauren. 1. Yep. Okay, there it is. Okay. Kaylee, I know you weren't here yesterday, but do you remember what we were saying? What is this thing underneath the square root called? Starts with a D. Someone help her out? She wasn't here. I know. That's not fair. Sorry, Kaylee. You're a good sport. The what? Discriminant. Okay, the discriminant. Okay. So let's simplify things here. Kaylee, how about this? What's -6 simplified to be, Kaylee? 6. Plus or minus the square root of, and then we'll type this mess, the discriminant, okay? So again, leaving the square root alone, just take what's underneath the square root there, that's your discriminant, and we'll put it in our calculators. -6 squared minus 4 times 1 times -7. Okay, please just use the parentheses as you see them written. Okay, it's really that simple. 64 is our answer. Darn, I was hoping for one. I thought I must not be doing something right here. Okay. We're going to do a few more here. All right, all over 2. Okay. Is 64 a perfect square?
Yes.
Yes. It simplifies to be what? 8. So we get 6 plus or minus 8 all over 2. Okay. Darn, darn, darn. Okay. So now we're going to do, what do we do from here now? We're going to break it up into 2 solutions here. So what's one of our zeros going to be? 6 what? Plus 8 all over 2. And the other one will be 6 minus 8 all over 2. Exactly. Yep. Break it up. And then you just simplify. So 6 plus 8 is 14 over 2, which is 7. So that's one of your answers. And then 6 minus 8, negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Okay. Good. I hope so. All right. Let's do one more here. Darn it. I'm trying to come up with something here. Well, I'm trying to get one that we have to simplify square roots. Yes, go ahead. Okay, here we go. Finally. All right, we're going to skip to number 7. Skip to number 7. Okay, let's skip to number 7. Okay, number 7, we got y squared minus 2y equals 4. Okay, so Frank, are we in the correct format to use quadratic formula? No, what do we got to do? Subtract 4, so we're equal to 0 there. That's right. So we'll have y squared minus 2y minus 4 equals 0. Thank you, Frank. All right, how about Anna? Anna, what is our A here? A is 1. What's our B? What's our C? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just plug into the quadratic formula for this one. I feel like, we don't need to keep rewriting it over and over again, I think, right? So let's just plug it in. So it's going to be negative b, so negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b, which is negative 2, squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 4. Okay. All over 2a, which is 2 times 1. Okay. All right. Aaron, negative 2. What does that simplify to be? Negative 2 simplifies to be what? Well, it's a negative 2. So it's a positive 2, right? They kind of cancel out. Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry. My bad. All right. We're going to take, Aaron, what's this thing underneath the square root called? It starts with a D? Discriminant. Okay, we're going to take the discriminant. We're going to simplify it. Okay, don't worry. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Don't you worry. I'm going to keep asking. Okay. Type it in. Hit enter. 20. All over 2. Okay. Finally, is 20 a perfect square? No. Oh, man. This one was a perfect square. This one was a perfect square, but this one's not. So, do we just give up and say IDK? No. Never. Never IDK. Never IDK.
What does that say?
It stands for I don't know. All right. It's no, never. All right. What can we do here then? Can we divide by any perfect squares? Yes. Okay. What can we divide by? 4 and 5. Thank you. So it's 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. All over 2. Okay. Now, why'd you choose 4 and 5? Why didn't you choose like 2 or 10? 2 and 10 multiply to make 20. Why do we choose 4 and 5? 2 is not a perfect square, 10 is not a perfect square, but 4 is, right? That's why I use 4 and 5. Now, 5 isn't, but that's okay. 4 does simplify. So we're going to make this 2 plus or minus, what is the square root of 4? 2. Do I still need to put square root of 2, or do I just put 2? Just a 2, right? We took the square root of 4. It simplifies to 2. And then 2 what? 2 square root of 5. And then, yeah, Trey, right, also all over 2. Can I simplify that square root anymore?
No.
No. Thank goodness. That one was pretty easy to simplify. All right, now what? Break it up into 2 answers. 2 what? Plus 2 root 5 all over 2. And then 2 minus 2 root 5 all over 2. Okay. Now, I can't add these two numbers together like I did in the past, right? I can't subtract these two numbers together like I did in the past because this has a root 5, but this one doesn't. They're not like terms. They're not like terms. How can I simplify this? I showed you in the warm-up. Yeah, Anna?
Divide 2 by 2 and then 2 square root 5 by 2.
Yes, so we're going to break up the numerator. Okay, break up the numerator. I know, it is. It is, Trey. I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't. You are right. Okay, sometimes I say you're wrong. In this case, you're right. Okay, 2 over 2 plus 2 root 5 over 2. Okay, what is 2 divided by 2? 1. Okay, that was easy enough. 2 divided by 2 here. 1. So what is this going to simplify to be? 1 square root 5. Or just you can just say root 5 if you like to. Okay. All right, we're going to do the same thing with this one. Break it up. 2 over 2 minus 2 root 5 over 2. Okay, what was 2 divided by 2 again? 1. And then minus, and there's another 2 divided by 2, so it's another 1, or you can just leave it as the square root of 5. So it's 1 plus the square root of 5, 1 minus the square root of 5. Okay?
Isn't the not like they're technically the same, just like one's a plus and a minus, but will there ever be like same?
I see what you're saying. Generally, Max, once you find this one, the other one should simplify to just be then minus that one. Does that make sense? So if you simplify this one correctly, the other one, I feel like then should simplify in a similar fashion, just with a minus instead of a plus. It should simplify in the similar kind of fashion. Yes, good question. Okay, good question. You can see though for these where we were able to add them together, they don't quite. It's not quite the same thing, but it does kind of work out still. I mean, you can see you have 6 plus 8, 6 minus 8, all over 2, all over 2. So I mean, it kind of does, kind of doesn't. But anyway, yeah. For the square root stuff, yes, for sure. All right, ready to try one? Yeah. Bathroom. All right, hang on. Let's have you do number 8. Okay, get number 8 a try. I'm going to start a new piece of paper here. Okay, number 8. Go ahead, you guys try this one. And then I have to show you another one after this one, okay? So 2r squared plus 6r equals 3. That's right. Okay, so go ahead and try that one. I'll do it real quick here for myself. Oh, I did. Okay, so show me you guys can do this, please. Whoops, right. This one will not simplify as nicely as the last one, just a heads up. Number 8, please, yes. Number 8, please, yes. Ding, ding, ding. All right.
So double check, that's where you made your error. What's that?
What's the outside?
Outside what?
Right here. What's the outside?
What's your D?
Okay.
You already said. What did your D get?
You did
Just 6. So now becomes negative 6, because it's the opposite of having your D. Oh, is that positive 6?
Yeah, negative 1.5.
Because it's negative 6 times, I'm sorry, 6 times.
Yes, 1 and 1.
So that will always be positive.
So I basically had a.
But you have to do what's in that. How we doing, bud? It's good. I'm just checking your math, all right? So 36. Good, Eric.
A little bit of records than you.
Good, Eric. Eric, well done.
See what I was.
That's well done.
Yeah, so you see it's what you said, right? Where it's like 1's plus that, 1's minus that. So it does simplify down.
I just didn't know if there were any other.
All right, let's correct this real quick.
I don't think so. I think it should be the same.
Diffusion is the movement, right? Diffusion is the movement of particles from high concentration to
No,
low.
that's good. That's a good question to ask. I'm glad
Right?
you're
So you gotta
thinking
find
that
something
way.
about that.
It's a thinking process.
All right? Where'd you find it? But when we're talking about water, water is
Yes, sorry,
osmosis.
what's the question?
Diffusion is any other molecule. Okay? So when we talked about the stars, we talked about the ions, we talked about perfume, we talked about cologne, all that is diffusion. Osmosis is all this one. Okay, so you got that. Now, when we talk about the concentration of something, remember the concentration is how high, or the amount of substance. Now, what allows some substances to move through it? The membrane, something like that. So we have to have a membrane. Okay. Now these were the toughest ones, because believe it or not, that means low water inside.
So we're going to break
So this is one that has less water inside, and so it's shrinking.
Plus 2 root 15 over 4.
So which one has more water outside? There you go. So this would be.
Well, because then we can
Okay, you see that? Because it's shrinking, all the water's out here and not in, like a balloon. Shrinking up, right? All the water is equal. So an equal amount of water is a balance.
Like you're okay. Get down here. You're okay here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's it.
So then
That's
you
it.
just make
That's
it.
it. That's it. We'll just put that in there.
2 root 15 over 4
All right.
as well.
Fair play.
Up the numerator. classroom, so just check that for your homework, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, so far, it's been more too.
Yeah, so root 15 kind of goes out. Yeah, that's fine. You can
You
sort
gotta
of
read
read
that.
that.
That's what I got to do right there.
She also
Yes, but there's your first error.
Sarah, how are you doing? You look like you're having a really good time. Excited to be here. That's right. Here's your honor. Oh, except, oh, sorry. I like it. This master, that's you're very close. So, yes, 16 is. You doing okay? 4 times root 15. What is the square root of 4? So then we did. Matt, right?
How we doing on this quadratic? Questions? You can see, I said, like he said, he's giving you guys a quiz tomorrow.
There.
Is that right? I thought that's what he
Now what
said.
to do is you're gonna write
Did you hear if he said a quiz?
Yeah, I heard it.
Great, stop yelling. Okay, so we gotta be prepared to be able to execute this skill tomorrow.
Always
How are we feeling?
prepared. To get a C.
Negative 6 minus 2
A.
15 D.
A.
D.
A.
E. Right? I just broke this up into 2 answers.
I am looking at it and I agree with your answer. Now, I could have made a mistake, but I would, whatever, it looks good to me. How did Grayson do?
Yeah, I didn't hurt.
Yours looks like hers?
Yep.
You copied that?
I'll believe that.
I'm coming around. You made an add or something. You made an add and fill.
Divided by 4.
I'm not trying to get so let's figure out what happened. 36, right?
She's like a teenage mutant.
Alright, got simplify this down now though. Put it in.
You're like,
Ah, I see what you did.
yeah.
How did you go from 60 to 12?
Yes, now we can break the square to 60 down.
Yes, we gotta find the other one.
I know what you did, but it's,
I got
would have been 12.
We're doing the exact same thing, but it's
So,
square root of 4.
you get the square root of 15.
I mean, there's
Square root of 4 is?
All right, folks, let's take a look here what we got.
No.
Square root of 4 is 2. We can't write that down any
Okay.
further. So
If you
I'm
finished,
saying-
if you finished, here are your answers. Okay? Those who finished, there are the answers.
See if you got that. See how close you were?
There's your answer.
But that's where the error was. You got the 60, and then how can we break that 60 down?
You can type 2 divided by 4, right?
The brain's going to be
Math enter
square root of 4 times the square root of 15, so that gives you 60, and that's a perfect square.
Questions?
Oh, okay.
Questions?
1 over 15 all over 2.
No?
Or just leave it root 15.
Come on, you gotta, it sounds like we gotta get this done.
Make
Figure
sense?
how you
Are you sure
do
one with the parent or like?
No, because again, the root 15 is inside a square root. So you can't do anything with it unless you
Sir,
put another square root under
did
it.
you have a question?
So it's just the 2 and the 4.
Wait, what did you just? Oh.
On that?
Sorry about that. Some water here.
Okay, let's see where
I need to simplify the 60.
Right, okay.
Questions? Questions? Caitlin, you doing all right? Yes? Okay, good, all right. Shh. Alessandro, you getting this okay? You just saying? Okay. You got it? Okay. Any questions here? Again, if you can get to here, that's huge. If you can get to here, that's huge, right? Then we're just breaking it into 2 answers. And then break up the numerator and break up the numerator.
I need to figure out the
You're going to figure everything tomorrow?
I forgot to simplify. That's the only thing.
All right. That simplification is part of the difficulty. I mean, it's like half the problem is just simplification, right? You get the plug in the stuff, You do this, okay, you get to like here maybe, but then you like all this more work here to simplify it, okay? This is not easy, okay? This is probably one of the hardest things we're going to be doing in this class with, just straight algebra, I'll say. Okay, straight arithmetic.
This concept is what stumps most.
Okay, I know word problems can be tough too, but they're kind of a different kind of style of problem here. This is definitely the most intense kind of arithmetic and simplification that we've had to do. It really brings in like everything we've done up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more here that I wanted to talk about because I'm going to introduce a new number to you. Okay, that you maybe have never seen before. Yep,
Infinity?
a new number. Nope, not infinity. You've seen that before, right?
Oh, I don't know. Solution. I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is, Alex?
That's a good point.
You're using your imagination. Very good. All right. This is not on your paper. I had to make this one up.
I use just one paper. I want
Okay, this is not on your worksheet. I had to make this one up.
I've never seen those numbers before.
I'm not to that number yet. Okay, so I'm going to introduce a new number to you today. Okay, we're going to introduce a new number to you today. Okay, not pi. Nope. You'll see. All right, so the problem starts off very innocent, right? Typical kind of quadratic. Is it in the correct format for us to solve using quadratic formula?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right, so let's do it. What's our A here?
Our A is
It is 1, the number in front there, right? 1. Okay, what is our B? 2. What's our C? 7. Okay. Go into the quadratic formula. Everything's fine so far. Okay. Negative B, which would be negative 2, plus or minus square root of B, 2 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 7. You're going to see here, all over 2 times A, 2 times 1. Okay. Again, so far, so good. So far, so good. Nope, you'll see, just wait and see. All right, let's simplify here. What is negative 2 going to be? Just negative 2, right? Okay, we're going to simplify this thing underneath the square root that is called the... What's this thing under the square root called? Discriminant.
it's negative 24.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So let's type it into our calculator. Shh, hang on, we'll get to it, Brady. Thank you. Let me just type it in. Shh. Grayson, Brady, be kind to each other, please. All right. Negative 24 is what we get. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay. What is the value of our discriminant? Negative 24. Okay, let's go back up and remember, refresh our, I'll hold off here. I think some people are still writing. Okay, remember the discriminant tells us how many, what? The number of solutions, right? When we have a positive discriminant, like 60, right? Our discriminant's positive here, right? It's positive 60 underneath the square root. When our discriminant is positive, how many solutions do we end up with? 2, right? Okay. We saw it for the previous problems too, right? Here, another one. Positive discriminant, positive 20. 2 solutions. Here our discriminant was positive 64. 2 solutions. Here our discriminant was positive 400. 2 solutions. Okay? When our discriminant is 0, how many solutions do we have? You remember?
1.
1 solution if our discriminant is 0. How many solutions do we have if our discriminant is negative? None. We're trying to solve, and we're going to solve a problem. We're going to solve a problem that has no solutions. All right? Now, when I said no solutions, I didn't really tell you the whole truth. It's not that there's no solutions, it's that there's no real solutions. Okay? When we take the square root of a negative number, we run into a big problem here. Right? When I ask you what the square root of 4 is, you guys know that is what? 2. And that's because if I take 2, okay, and I square it, right, I get 4. Right? Okay? When I take the square root of negative 4, though, what does that equal? Because what number, when you multiply it by itself, is going to give you negative 4? Yeah, right, no real answers, right? So think about it, right? We could do 2 times 2, but 2 times 2 is a positive 4, not negative 4. We could do negative 2 times negative 2, but what's negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4, not negative 4. There's no number that when you square it will give you a negative 4, except for if we introduce a new number, okay? What we're going to do is break this square root of negative 24 up and make it the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 24 and put it all over 2. Okay? So now we've at least separated our problem, right? That negative, that's our problem. We don't know, like, what the heck is this thing? Okay? And this is exactly what mathematicians do. Okay? Square root of negative 1, we're going to call it I. And we're going to still have a square root of 24 here, all over 2. Okay? I is a number. It's in your calculators, actually, if you never saw it before. Okay? If you look at the very bottom, okay, on the above the decimal there, let's see if I can get it to show up. There you go. That's I right there. Okay? You probably never noticed it before. Second decimal point, okay, it shows up. All right? It shows up on your screen. Okay? You can actually get your calculator to do something like the square root of negative 24, kind of. Well, it might work well. Anyway, it's harder to work with 24 because it's not a perfect square. But, like, you can make it give you answers in I. So, for example, I could do, like, let me do this here real quick. I'll just show you.
What's the
I represents, I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, so let's go ahead, Mr. Fry.
I was just saying, who thinks they can tell?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what is,
Square root of negative 1.
yeah, is that what you're going to say, Olivia?
Wait, what?
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I stand for.
So I is the square root of negative 1. It's kind of like, it's what we use to represent that.
It was the imaginary number, and in this case, it was negative 1 that we were talking about.
So I changed the mode in my calculator. If you want to like calculate with imaginary numbers, you have to change the mode. If you go press the mode button and you change from real, so you're only working with real numbers, right? Normally we do keep it real in this class, but we do sometimes work imaginary. All right, ha ha ha. All right, if you square root of negative 4 in the imaginary setting of your calculator, you get 2i. Okay, I for the square root of negative 1, and then 2 for your answer there. Press the mode button, and you're going to change from real to a plus bi. A plus bi, you're welcome. Okay? Mode is next to the second button. And then change it and hit enter to toggle it around, and then you get square root. Now, of course, if you type in the square root of negative 24, it's going to give you this awful decimal because 24 is not a perfect square. Okay, so I is equal to, like Alex said, the square root of negative 1. Okay, so anytime you have the square root of a negative number, you're going to pull out an I so that you're now taking the square root of a positive number. And then we just simplify just like we would normally do. Is 24 a perfect square? No. So we're going to rewrite it. We're going to see, can we divide 24 by a perfect square? Yes. What is 24? What perfect square divides 24? 4. So we'll do root 4 times root what? Yeah, 6. All over 2. Okay, so the I is still there in front. Well, the square root of 4 and square root of 6. Okay, what is the square root of 4? 2. So it's going to be I2. Or I'm going to make it actually just 2I and then square root of 6 like that. All over 2. Okay, so far so good. Did I lose anybody on I?
What do you do in your calculator again for the mode?
Mode button, and then you're going to scroll down and change from real to a plus bi. Okay. All right, so we're going to now break this up into our two answers. Negative 2 plus 2i square root of 6 all over 2. Negative 2 minus 2i square root of 6 all over 2. Okay, and then we'll break up those. So, Lauren, this is where you're having some difficulty, right? Aaron, you too, this is where you guys were kind of confused, right? We're going to take our numerator, okay, and we're going to make this one fraction. We're going to break it up into two fractions. Negative 2 over the 2 plus 2i root 6 over the 2. Okay, and then same thing down here. Negative 2 over the 2 minus 2i root 6 over 2. Okay? Yep.
How do you go from just I to 2?
It was I square root of 24. It was square root of, it was square root of negative 24 first. We broke out the negative 1, so it was root negative 1 times root 24. Square root of negative 1 is I. So far, so good. Now we simplify the root 24 just like you normally would. I can divide it by and make it into 4 and 6. Square root of 4 is 2, so I get 2I root 6, because it's then 2 and then I. Potentially, yes. Okay. But again, all it is just if you have a negative, if you have a square root of a negative, you just pull an I out, and now it's a positive.
I didn't
Yes.
get 2 out on the calculator.
I'll show you here. Okay. What's negative 2 divided by 2? Negative 1. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So it's going to become plus 1I, or just I, root 6 there. Okay? And what's negative 2 divided by 2? Negative 1. And what's 2 divided by 2? So minus I root 6. There are 2 answers. Okay? So the discriminant, when it's negative, means you have 2 imaginary answers. Yeah, imaginary answers, or complex answers. Okay? 2 non-real, I should say, non-real answers. Okay? I is an imaginary number. If you have any number that's got an I with it, it's imaginary. Okay? It's imaginary. Okay? That is an actual classification of numbers. Okay? So, for your homework then, for the rest of class, all right, here's what I want you to work on. On the paper, the worksheet here that I got for you, okay, I want you to do numbers. Let's see, gosh, I forget which ones we did. We did 8. Okay. I don't want to just do 5 and 6. Okay, we'll do number 5 and number 12. Okay, 5 and 12 on that paper. And then turn the paper over, please. So 5 and 12 on that side. And then turn the paper over. We're not going to do all these. Don't worry, we're not going to do all these. Okay. So again, 5 and 12 on that side. And then on this side, I want you to do numbers 1, 2, 7, and 10. Okay, 1, 2, 7, and 10. Now, I'm going to say one more thing. Sorry, I promise I'll let you guys get started here. Okay? On the front, for 5 and 12, the directions are to solve. And we're going to solve by using the quadratic formula. For numbers 1 and 2, what did the directions say? Find the number of solutions. Do you need to solve these?
No.
Just tell me the number of solutions. That's it. For number 7 and 10, what do the directions say? Using the discriminant. Do you need to solve these? No. You just need to tell me how many solutions there are. Remember, when you use the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Okay? If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, 2 solutions. Okay? If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, 1 solution. And if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, 2 non-real solutions. Okay, it's going to have an I in it. That's all you have to tell me here, folks, on the back. You do not need to solve them using quadratic formula. If you want to, you can. You don't have to. Okay, the rest of the time is yours to work on this then, please. Okay, if you need help getting started, I'll be happy to help you out. Okay? Okay. So again, 5 and 12. You mean the ones you guys took in class? You mean yesterday at the end of class? The quick checks? Yeah. Oh, yeah, shoot. I gotta get you those, yes. Well, Trey, did you finish yours in set today? Okay, then I'm gonna get that graded tonight and